This cheap and easy French bread recipe tastes great, and it's perfect for beginners or experienced bakers. It's fun and easy for kids and adults to shape into bread, rolls, bears, alligators, or anything you can imagine. Welcome to the Spendwise Moms channel, your homemaking resource hub. Today's video is on how to make cheap and easy French bread. I'll make it by hand so you can follow along and see just how easy it is to make. So first of all, find a large bowl. Put 1½ cups of warm water in it. Add a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of yeast and stir it around a little bit. You're also going to add 1/2 tablespoon of salt. Add 1½ tablespoons of oil and stir. Now we're going to start adding the flour, but I'm not going to measure it. We're going to stir in a little bit at a time until it's too hard to stir. Then put a little bit of flour on your table or countertop and dump the dough on top of it. It'll be a little bit sticky, and that's just fine for now. There may be some people who wonder why you don't just leave it in the bowl and do it. Well, you could if you wanted to, but it's so much easier to have a flat surface and not worry about the bowl moving every time you push down the dough. See how I add a little bit of flour at a time, and I fold it into the dough and push down and turn it over. So keep adding a little bit of flour at a time until the dough doesn't feel sticky anymore. You can hit the dough, you can push the dough. It won't make any difference. You aren't going to do anything to hurt the dough. Just don't add too much flour. Then wash out your bowl, put a little bit of oil in it, and then roll the dough around the bowl and then cover it. So now you need to wait until the dough rises until it's about double the size. This usually takes about 30 minutes to an hour. I usually start the dough and then shower or exercise or do some kind of work while it's rising. If you're in the middle of something, the dough can wait a few more minutes until you're ready. Once the dough is doubled, punch it down, and now it's time to shape it. Get out a cookie sheet and grease it or use parchment paper on top of it. You can shape the dough into a loaf of bread or divide it into 3 parts and braid a loaf of bread. You can shape it into Kaiser rolls. You can roll out the dough a little bit at a time and make pepperoni and mozzarella cheese rolls. Just make whatever you want and put it on the greased cookie sheet. You can see I'm using parchment paper, but it doesn't matter. You don't want to put your bread on a cookie sheet without greasing it with butter, shortening, or a cooking spray because it could stick. After the dough is all shaped on the greased cookie sheet, let it rise for another 30 to 45 minutes. Then bake it at 350 for about 14 to 16 minutes for rolls and about 24 to 30 minutes for bread. It depends on how hot your oven cooks. I usually check my bread a couple of times and I take it out when the top is nicely golden brown. You can see in the picture that I left my pepperoni and cheese rolls in a little bit longer than I usually do, but they still tasted great. See how easy it is to make this dough. It is my favorite basic dough because it's so easy to make, and you can do so many things with it. I've also made Canadian bacon and mozzarella cheese rolls. Kids can make bear shapes or any shapes they want, or make the letters to spell out their names. In another video, I'll show you how to make an alligator with the dough. You can also add cheese or rosemary to the dough. Just be creative. Try something new once in a while. If you don't like it, you can do something else next time. The only thing I wouldn't use this dough for is sweet rolls, like cinnamon rolls or orange rolls. I had a friend who tried it, but I personally wouldn't do it. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below. I'll leave a copy of the recipe in the description box below. I hope you'll enjoy making this bread as much as I have. It's such a great basic bread recipe. Thanks for watching the Spendwise Moms channel. Please subscribe for more videos like this.